Yes, Nana, in the last class we discussed about what? In last class we discussed about balancing of the redox reactions in acidic medium. And today class we discuss about balancing of redox reactions in the basic medium. Take one example in the basic medium. Equation in the exam paper given like this. MnO4 minus 1 plus I minus, right, gives rise to MnO2 plus what? I2. So balancing of this redox reaction in presence of what? In presence of the alkaline medium. What is the meaning of the alkaline medium? Basic medium, Nana. Yes, Nana. Fine, fine. Suman, fine, Nana. Yes, now see. First, we check out reduction half reaction, oxidation half reaction. So in MnO4 minus 1, man is in the plus 7 state. Here man is in the what state? Plus 4 state. Now, one manganese atom of the plus 7 changes to one manganese atom of the what? Plus 4. That means what you write? Reduction by 3 moles of electrons. Understood? And come to here. I with what? Minus 1. It is a molecular form 0. So here minus 1 becomes what? Minus 1 becomes 0. Minus 1 becomes 0 means what? Oxidation. You write like that. First we find out reduction half reaction. Next you have to find out what? Oxidation half reaction. Now you can write separately. First you write reduction half reaction. MnO4 minus gives rise to MnO2. I minus 1 gives rise to I2. Any doubt? Now in this case, first you balance the what? First you balance the hetero atom except hydrogen and oxygen. So below manganese 1 atom, below manganese 1 atom. Manganese atom is balanced. Come to the iodine. Here below iodine 2 atoms are there. Below iodine 1 atom is there. So this is multiplied by 2. Understood what I am saying, Nana? Here below iodine 2 atoms are there. Here below iodine 1 atom is there. That's why multiplied by 2. Step 1 completed. Come to step 2. So what is step 2? Balancing of the oxygen atoms by adding of what? Aqua molecules. Balance of oxygen atoms. Balance of oxygen atoms by add of what? Add of the aqua molecules. Where less aqua molecules are there, that's the adding of the water. Now see here, 4 oxygen atoms are there. Here 2 oxygen atoms are there. Now that's why. So on the product side, less oxygen atoms are there, balanced by H2. Now it becomes what you write? MnO4 minus gives rise to MnO2 plus 2H2O. Clear? Because here 4 oxygen atoms are there, here only 2 oxygen atoms are there. That's the balancing of what? 2 water molecules. Here there is no oxygens. This equation you write as this. 2I minus gives rise to I2. Step 2 completed. Now the step 3 is very, very important. In step 3, where excess H plus ions are there, simple logic, where excess of H plus, where excess of H plus ions present, that side add of OH minus ions, add of OH minus ions on reverse water molecule formation observed. On reverse H2O formation observed. What is observed? H2O formation observed. Repeat the statement once again. Where excess H plus ions are there, that side add of the OH minus ions. On the reverse, what happens? H2O formation observed. Now see here 4H. I am writing this equation as this. Step 3 repeat once again, online students. Where excess H plus ions are present, where excess H plus ions present, that side add of what? OH minus ions. On the reverse H2O formation is observed. That means in the step 3 what you write? So MnO4 minus gives rise to MnO2 plus what? 2H2O. Here 4H plus ions are there. That's why adding of the 4OH minus ions. On the reverse 4H2O formation observed. That's the simple logic. Simple logic, no confusion. Here 4H plus ions are there. To balance out this 4H plus ions, adding up the 4OH minus ions and the reverse 4H2O forming, because H plus ions combines with OH minus ions forms the water. That's the simple logic, right? Now on the product side 2H2O, on the reactant side 4H2O, excess H2O left is what? 2H2O excess left. Now 2H2O excess left here. Repeat once again. On the product side 2H2O, on the reactant side 4H2O, excess H2O left is what? 2H2O. Now what you get, Nana? MnO4 minus plus 2H2O gives rise to MnO2 plus 4OH minus ions. This equation you write as is. 2I minus gives rise to I2. That equation you write as is, you write. Understood what I am saying? Now in next step, balance of the charges. What I am saying? Balance of charges. Now regarding balancing of the charges, regarding what, Nana? Balancing of the charges, see the point here is very important. So manganese plus 7 state is manganese plus 4 state. So plus 7 becomes what? Plus 4. Plus 7 becomes plus 4 means what? Reduction by 3 moles of electrons. Below manganese 1 atom is there. Below manganese 1 atom is there. Plus 7 becomes what? Plus 4. Reduction by 3 moles of electrons. So 2 into minus 1, minus 2. So IT is what? 0. IT is what, Nana? 0. So minus 2 becomes what? 0. Oxidation by 2 electrons. Tell me? Oxidation by 2 electrons. 2 into minus 1, minus 2. 2 into 0 is what? 0. Oxidation by 2 electrons. That's why. So reduction means what? Gaining. Oxidation means what? Losing. Now what you write here regarding balancing of charges? MnO4 minus plus 5 electrons plus 2H2O gives rise to what you get? MnO2 plus 4OH minus. So regarding the oxidation means what, Nana? Losing of electrons. 2I minus gives rise to I2 with loss of the 2 electrons. Now regarding balancing of charges, here 5 electrons are there, here 2 electrons are there. That's why. So this equation is multiplied by 2, right? And this equation is multiplied by 5. Now on that, what you get, Nana? You get 2MnO4 minus plus 10 electrons plus 4H2O gives rise to 2MnO2 plus 8OH minus ions. Understood, Nana? Simple logic. So multiplied by 2. 2MnO4 minus plus 10 electrons plus 4H2O gives rise to 2MnO2 plus 8 moles of OH minus ions. Now here you get what? So 10I minus ion gives rise to 5I2 plus 10 electrons. Now simplified, what you got? Now simplified, 10 electrons cancel. If any excess H2O is there, no excess, anything is cancelled, no cancellation possible. Therefore, what you get? 2MnO4 minus plus 4H2O plus 10I minus gives rise to 5I2 plus 2MnO2 plus 8OH minus ions. This is your final balanced equation in the basic medium. What I am saying, students? Final balanced equation in the what medium? In the basic medium. Simple explanation, no confusion of the explanation. Clear what I am saying? It's very easy now. It's very easy. No confusion. Clear? Yes, yes. Any doubt you having regarding this balancing? Yes, no. Yeah. Check out everything. Yes, over. And come to the next one. And one more example I am explaining in the basic medium balancing. But instead the example is given like this. See, brothers, is given like this. CrOH taken thrice plus, so here give rise to CrO4 minus 2 ion aqueous. Okay, this CrOH thrice chromium trioxide aqueous solution. Okay, and we get IO3 minus aqueous plus I minus aqueous. So balancing of this equation in what medium? Alkaline medium. What is the meaning of alkaline medium? That is in the basic medium. In the what medium? Basic medium. Simple logic, no confusion in the explanation. Now, first you go to the oxidation half reaction, reduction half reaction. Charge of the OH is what? The OH charge is -1. So x minus 3 equals 0, x is equal to plus 3. With respect to CrO4 minus 2, charge of the chromium is plus 6. In case of the IO3 minus, iodine charge is what? Plus 5. Here iodine charge is what? -1. Understood? Yes, simple logic. Now below chromium 1 atom. So chromium plus 3 state becomes what? Chromium plus 6 state. That means oxidation by 3 moles of electrons. Now iodine plus 5 state becomes what? Iodine minus 1 state. That is called what? Reduction. So this is oxidation, that is reduction. Now you write reduction half reaction and oxidation half reaction. Come to the oxidation half reaction. CrOH thrice gives rise to CrO4 minus 2. Here what you write? IO3 minus gives rise to I minus. Now first step, balancing of heteroatoms except oxygen and hydrogen. Below chromium 1 atom, 1 atom. Below iodine 1 atom, 1 atom. Now balancing of what? Oxygen atoms. Step 2. So the step 1 completed, chromium balanced, iodine is balanced. And now balancing of oxygen atom. Here 3 oxygen atoms are there. Here 4 oxygen atoms are there. So step 2 is what? Step 2, adding of aqua molecules. Adding of the aqua molecules where less number of oxygen atoms present. Adding of the aqua molecules where less number of oxygen atoms are present. Now from that what you write? CrOH thrice plus H2O gives rise to CrO4 minus 2. Here IO3 minus gives rise to I minus plus 3H2. Because where the less oxygen atoms are there, that side adding of the aqua molecules. That is completed. It's very easy now, no confusion. Step 3. Now, what is step 3? Now regarding step 3. Where excess of H plus ions present, that side adding of OH minus ions. Adding of what? Adding of the OH minus ions. Simple logic. Repeat logic once again. Where excess H plus ions present, that side adding of the OH minus ions. Now see, here 3 hydrogens, 2 hydrogens, 5 hydrogens are there. That side adding of the what? 5 OH minus ions, and the reverse water formation observed. It's very easy now. Here 3 atoms, 2 atoms, 5 hydrogen atoms are there. So on this side adding of the what? 5 OH minus ions. Now what you get? CrOH taken thrice plus H2O plus 5 OH minus ions add here. On the reverse you get what? CrO4 minus 2 plus 5H2O you got. Simple logic. Here 6H plus ions are there. So to nullify the 6H plus ions, adding of what? 6OH minus ions. Because here excess H plus ions are 6 are there. That's why adding of the 6OH minus ions reverse 6H2O formation observed. That means 6H2O, right? Plus IO3 minus gives rise to I minus plus 3H2O plus 6OH minus ions. You ask a question. Why are 6OH minus ions are added? Because of 3H2O. So 6H plus ions are there. Nullify the 6H plus ions, adding of the 6OH minus ions and the reverse water formation observed. Simple as another. Where excess H plus ions are there, what I am saying, where excess H plus ions are there, that's it adding of what? OH minus ions and the reverse H2O formation observed. Now this is what? 3H2O, simple logic. This 3H2O, 6H2O. Excess left is what? Excess left is 3H2O. Excess left is 3H2O. Here 5H2O, Here 1H2O. Excess left is 4H2O. Excess left is what? 4H2O. Simple logic. Now after excess H plus ions are balanced by OH minus ions. Now what you got? Understood? Excess H plus ions present that side adding up the OH minus ions. Now what you write? Now you write like this. CrOH taken thrice plus, so you get what? 5 OH minus ions, understood? Okay, and CrO4 minus 2 plus 4H2O. So this side what you get? This side you get 3H2O, right? 3H2O plus IO3 minus gives rise to what you got? So 6 OH minus ions. 3H2O plus IO3 gives rise to I minus plus 6 OH minus ions. Simple logic. Understood, Nana? Yes. Now balancing of what? Electrons. Simple logic. Here chromium plus 3 state. Here chromium plus 6 state. Plus 3 becomes plus 6 means what? Oxidation by 3 electrons. Here iodine plus 5 state. Here iodine is minus 1 state. Reduction by 6 electrons. Simple logic. So because plus 5 to what? Plus 5 to minus 1. Plus 5 to minus 1 means what? Reduction by 6 electrons. Understood what I am saying? No confusion. Now you get net equation, electrons must be equalized. Now this equation is multiplied by 2. When multiplied by 2 what you get? When multiplied by 2 what you get? 2 moles of CrOH taken thrice plus 10 moles of the OH minus ion gives rise to CrO4 minus 2 plus 8H2O plus 6 electrons. Understood? Now here what you write? 3H2O plus 6 electrons plus IO3 minus give rise to what you get? I minus 1 plus 6 OH minus ions. Simple logic. Now after this what you get? Here 10H2O is there, here 6 OH minus. Excess OH left here is what? 4 OH minus ions. Understood? Here 6 electrons cancel. Here 8H2O is there, 3H2O is there. Excess H2O left here is what? 5H2O, right? Now what you get? 2 moles of CrOH taken thrice plus IO3 minus plus 4 OH minus ions gives rise to 2 CrO4 minus 2 plus 5H2O plus I minus. So this is the final balanced equation in basic medium. Simple logic now. Swati, yeah. Good evening, Swati. Good evening. Understood what I am saying, Swati? So this is the final balancing of the equation in basic medium. So in this way, so equations of balance is done by the basic medium. Now go to the some problems on what? Empirical formula and molecular formula, right? Now go to the first question. The question is given like this. A carbon compound contains, the question given like this. See the 4 marks question. A carbon compound contains 12.8% of the carbon, right, and 2.1% of hydrogen, right, and 85.1% of the bromine. Okay, the molecular weight of the compound given. The molecular weight of the compound. The molecular weight of the compound given as 187.9. Calculate molecular formula of the compound. Molecular formula of the compound. Simple explanation, no confusion of the explanation. Repeat once again, Nana. A carbon compound contains what? 12.8% of carbon, 2.1% of hydrogen, 85.1% of the bromine. The molecular compound given as what? 187.9. So calculate the molecular formula of the compound. First you write the percentages one by one. Percentage of the carbon is equal to 12.8. Percentage of the hydrogen is equal to 2.1. Percentage of the bromine is equal to 85.1. So total percentage is 100. 85 plus 12, that is 97. 97 plus 2.1 total is 100. Understood, Nana? First you have to find out number of mole atoms. Number of mole atoms of the carbon, 12.8 by 12. Number of the mole atoms of the hydrogen, 2.1 by 1. Number of the mole atoms of the bromine, 85.1 by 80. Right? So from that, what you get? This is you get as 2.1. Now on simplified, you get those values. So how you get that values? So 12.8. 12.8 divided by 12, you get 1.0, right? And then 85.1 divided by 80, how much you get? Again you get 1.0. Now which is the least value? 1 is the least value. Now next step, you want simplest mole atoms ratio. Simplest mole atoms ratio. Regarding the simplest mole atoms ratio given, so 1.1 by 1.0, 2.1 by 1.0, 2.2, 1.1 by 1.0 by 1.0. You want simplest mole atoms ratio. Repeat once again. How you get simplest mole atoms ratio? With respect to simplest mole atoms ratio, 1 by 1, 2.1 by 1, 1.1 by 1. Now this value get as 1, this value get as 2, this value get as 1. Therefore, what is the empirical formula? Therefore, the empirical formula is equal to CH2Br. What is the empirical formula? The empirical formula is what? CH2Br. Understood what I am saying? Now, from that you get what? Empirical formula weight into N is equal to molecular weight. So, what is the molecular weight is given? 188. And empirical formula weight, how you get? 12 plus 2 plus 80. That is equal to what? 14, 94 you got. So, empirical formula is 94 into N. Understood what I am saying? Simple logic. Therefore, N value is equal to 2. N means what? N means a whole number value. N means a what value? Whole number value. Repeat once again. You want simplest mole atoms ratio. What is the simplest value? 1. 1.1 by 1, that is 1. 2.1 by 1, 2.1 means almost 2. 2.1 by 1, that is almost 2. 1.1 by 1 is 1. Therefore, the empirical formula is what? CH2Br. So, what is the empirical formula weight? The empirical formula weight is 94. And what is relation? Empirical formula weight into N is equal to molecular weight. Therefore, N is equal to how much you got? N is equal to 2 you got. N equal to how much you got? N is equal to 2 you got. Understood what I am saying? Clear? Now you want molecular formula. Now regarding that molecular formula, write down. Therefore, the molecular formula of the compound. What I am saying? Therefore, the molecular formula of compound is equal to what? Empirical formula whole N, that equal to CH2Br whole twice. That equal to what you get? C2H4Br2. What is the molecular formula? C2H4Br. Any doubt you have it? So that is the molecular formula of the compound. Simple logic, Nana. So molecular formula of the compound is equal to what you write? Empirical formula whole N. Therefore, CH2Br whole N. Then the N value is what? 2. Therefore, C2H4Br. So it is a simple logical question. Definitely you get the 4 marks question. Earlier these questions are there in the previous papers. Easy concept, no confusion. Now see the next question, Nana. And see the one more question like that. See one more question like this. So the chemical analysis of the carbon compound. See the question. Analysis of the carbon compound. Analysis of the carbon compound gave the percentage composition. Give the what? Percentage compositions. How the percentage compositions are given? So the carbon is given as what? Carbon is equal to 10.06% and hydrogen. So the hydrogen equal 0.84% given, and next one. So chlorine is given as what? Chlorine is equal to 89.10%. Total value is 100. That is very important. Calculate empirical formula of the compound. The asking question. Calculate empirical formula of the compound. Now you want empirical formula of the compound. Now check out one by one. See the first one, Nana? So take percentage of the carbon, 10.06, percentage of the hydrogen, 0.84, percentage of the chlorine, 89.10, and you want what? Number of the mole atoms. You want what, Nana? Number of the mole atoms. How you get number of the mole atoms? Number of the mole atoms of the carbon equal 10.06 by 12. Number of the mole atoms of the hydrogen 0.84 by 1. Number of the mole atoms of the chlorine 89.10 by, what is the chlorine value? 35.5. Simple logic. Now from that you get number of the mole atom. This value 0.84, and from that what you got? You got like this. How you get 10.06 divided by 12? You get 0.84. Now here 89.10 divided by 35.5. That becomes you get what? 2.5. Understood, Nana? Yes. Now next step, what I want? Simplest mole atoms ratio. What my requirement? Simplest mole atoms ratio. Now regarding the simplest mole atoms ratio, tell me what I am saying. Regarding simplest mole atoms ratio, which is the least value 0.84, 0.84, 2.8, least value 0.84. So 0.84 divided by 0.84, the value is 1. 0.84 divided by 0.84, the value is 1. 2.5 divided by 0.84, how much we got? 2.5 divided by 0.84, we got 3. Now 1 is a whole number, 1 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number, right? Now therefore, so what is the empirical formula? Empirical formula of the compound is what? The empirical formula compound is chloroform. Tell me the name. The name is called what, Nana? Chloroform is forming. So this is the empirical formula of the compound. Chloroform is forming. Any doubt you have? Understood what I am saying? So therefore the empirical formula of compound is what? Chloroform. That is called trichloromethane is forming. Simple logic, no confusion in the logic. First you find the percentage of carbon, percentage of hydrogen, percentage of the chlorine. So the write number of mole atoms of the carbon 10.06 by 12. Number of mole atoms of the hydrogen 0.84 by 1. Number of the mole atoms of the chlorine 89.10 by 35.5. 0.84, 0.84, 2.5, which is the least value 0.84. 0.84 divided by 0.84. Again 0.84 divided by 0.84. 2.5 divided by 0.84. You get whole number value 1, 1, 3. Therefore the empirical formula of the compound is what? Chloroform. What is the formula? Chloroform. Understood what I am saying? Yes, no. And go to the next question. Now regarding the next question. So in this way you can do that compounds, empirical formulas like that. Clear, Nana, what I am saying? Nana, any doubt? Okay, you want one more question like this. You can do the questions like this. Now see the next question. So this is also very important. For example, a problem is given on the 2 marks. Let the question. calculate, maybe the 4 marks question even has a problem. Calculate amount of 90% H2SO4 required. Calculate amount of 90% H2SO4 required for the preparation of what? For the preparation of 420 kg of HCl. What I am saying, calculate the amount of the 90% H test required for the preparation of 420 kg of HCl. Equation given like this. How equation given? 2NaCl plus H2SO4 gives rise to. So Na2SO4 plus 2HCl. The equation framing like that. Understood what I am saying? Now, first you go for the relation. Relation between what, Nana? HCl with respect to amount of the 90% of the sulfuric acid. The relation between what? Sulfuric acid comma HCl. Simple logic. Okay. Now, so according to the equation, in the equation HCl is what? 1 mole. So 98 grams of the H2SO4 is equal to, here how many moles is there? 2 into 36.5 grams. That becomes what, Nana? So that is 12, 76, 77. This is 12. Okay, 76, 77 grams. 77 grams of the HCl forming. That means 98 grams of the HCl react with 2 moles of the NaCl. You get 77 grams of HCl because the relation between the HCl comma amount of the NaOH. Now in the question, equation completed. In the question, how much HCl given? 420 kg. That means 420 into 10 cube grams because 1 kg equal 1000 grams. Now 420 into 10 power 3 grams of the HCl is equal to how many grams? X grams of the H2SO. Now this X grams is what? This X grams coming by solving the problem. That's why this X grams is called actual value. Tell me what value, Nana? Actual value. Understood what I am saying? Very good. Therefore, so I am getting the point here. Percentage purity of is the excellent formula. Percentage purity of H2SO4 is equal to actual value by theoretical value. Tell me, actual value by theoretical value into 100. What is the formula, Nana? Percentage purity of what? Percentage purity of the H2SO4 is equal to actual value by what? Actual value by theoretical value into 100. Now based on that, so percentage purity of the H2SO4 is what? 90%. So 90 by 100 is equal to, what is the actual value? So actual value got, yes, now got the actual value here. Now on classification, how you get the actual value further? So you get like this. So 420 into 10 cube into 98 by 77. That is the actual value of the X. Repeat once again. On cross multiplication, 420 into 10 cube into 98 by 77. So on cross multiplication, what you got? You got like this. So 420 into 98, okay, divided by 77. We get 534. 534 into 10 cube grams. Understood, Nana? So that is 534 into 10 power 3 grams. That means what? That is 534 kg. That is the actual value. Therefore, the actual value is what? 534 kg. And you want what? Theoretical value. So theoretical value of what? Theoretical value of H2SO4, and this cancels 0.9. Therefore, theoretical value of H2SO4. What I am asking now? Therefore, theoretical value of the H2SO4 is equal. How much you got? You got 534, 5340 kg by 9. How much you got? 5340 kg by 9. Now get 5340 divided by 9. You get 593 kg required. 593 kg of water H2SO4 is required. Simple logic. Repeat the question once again. According to equation, amount of 90% required. For according to equation, for 98 grams of the H2SO4, 77 grams of HCl required. For 420 in 10 power 3 grams of HCl, how much required? X grams is the actual value. Therefore, percentage purity of H2SO4 is equal to actual value by theoretical value into 100. So, percentage purity is what? That is 90%. The 90% means what? 100 comes this side. 90 by 100 is 0.9. Therefore, theoretical value of H2SO4 is how much you got? 5340 by 9. 5340 by 9 means how much you got? You got 593 kg. How much you got, Nana? 593 kg. Any doubt you have it? Understood what I am saying? So one of the nice model from this concept may be given for the 4 marks, but actually objective question is important. Not for 4 marks, may be given, you can do like this. Given, you can do like this. And one more question is there like that. See, calculate 4 marks question. Volume of, calculate volume of 0.1 normal H2SO4 required. H2SO4 required to neutralize 200 ml of 0.2 normal NaOH solution. See, in this question, the important point is normality given. So this is N means normality. Again, N means what? Normality. Simple formula. So in the question, the normality is there. What is the formula? Milli. What I am saying, Nana? Milli equivalence of H2SO4 is equal to milli equivalence of NaOH. Tell me what I am saying, Nana? Milli equivalence of H2SO4 is equal to milli equivalence of what? So milli equivalence of the H2SO4 is equal to milli equivalence of NaOH. What is the formula for milli equivalence? Normality of the H2SO4 into volume of H2SO4 in ml. So normality of the NaOH into volume of the NaOH in ml. Now here sulfuric acid given 0.1 normal. Yes, 0.1 normal. Volume of the sulfuric acid we have to find out in ml. Understood? That is equal. What is the normality of the NaOH here? 0.2 normal. So this is 0.2 normal and volume given as what? 200. Now this point cancel. Therefore the volume of the sulfuric acid in the ml required is what? 400 ml is required. Simple logical question. Understood now what I am saying? No confusion of this question. Very easy. Clear, Nana? So a sulfuric acid given in terms of normality, NaOH is also given in terms of normality. From that, what you write? Milli equivalence of sulfuric acid is equal to what? Milli equivalence of the NaOH. Tell me. Milli equivalence of sulfuric acid is equal to milli equivalence of NaOH. From that, normality into volume of sulfuric acid ml, normality of the NaOH into volume of the NaOH in ml. You get the answer. Answer next question. Calculate the volume of, see the question, Anna. So they may be given for the 4 marks. Calculate the volume of 0.1 molar KMnO4 required. Calculate the volume of 0.1 molar KMnO4 required to react with 100 ml of 0.1 molar oxalic acid dihalide. 0.1 molar oxalic acid dihalide solution. oxalic acid dihydride solution. That's the question. See the question carefully what I am saying. Calculate the volume of the 0.1 molar KMnO4 required to react with 100 ml of the 0.1 molar oxalic acid dihydride solution. Simple logic. Again the formula is what? So with respect to, see actually KMnO4 acts as what? Oxidizing agent. Actually the oxalic acid acts as what? Reducing agent. Tell me. KMnO4 acts as oxidizing agent. Oxalic acid acts as what? Reducing agent. Now based on that statement, milli equivalents of the KMnO4 is equal to milli equivalents of what? Milli equivalents of the oxalic acid dihydride. Understood what I am saying? Now what is the formula for milli equivalents? The formula for milli equivalents is what, Nana? Normality into volume of the solution in ml is equal normality of the oxalic acid into volume of the solution in ml. But here molarity given. Between the molarity and normality one relation is there. As I said, between the molarity and normality one relation is there. What relation? This relation. Normality of the KMnO4 is equal to molarity into valency factor. KMnO4 valency factor is 5. How you said is 5? So here in the KMnO4, see Nana, in the KMnO4, manganese plus 7 changes to what? Manganese plus 2, plus 7 becomes plus 2 means what? Reduction by 5 electrons. Reduction by 5 electrons. That's why it becomes what? 0.5 normal to the KMnO4, 0.5 normal. And volume you have to find out. Volume of the KMnO4 in the ml required, that is equal oxalic acid. So what is oxalic acid? H2C2O4 2H2. Carbon plus 3 state becomes what? Gives rise to CO2 gas. Carbon plus 4 state. Now tell me, carbon plus 3 becomes what? Carbon plus 4. 2 3s are what? 6. 6 becomes what? 2 4s are 8. This is the 6. This is the 8. That becomes what? Oxidation by 2 moles of electrons. That's the logic. Repeat once again. 2 3s are what? 6. 2 4s are what? 8. 6 becomes 8. 6 becomes 8 means what? 6 becomes 8 means oxidation by 2 moles of electrons. Now here molarity given. Molarity is what? 0.1 into valency factor is 2. Right? And the value is given 100. Understood, Nana? Now this point cancel, and you get the volume of the KMnO4 in the ml is equal to 100 by 5. So 20 ml is required. How much required, Nana? 20 ml. Simple logic, no confusion. Simple logic, no confusion. Understood what I am saying? Yeah. No, the problems are not so much difficult. It's very easy problems, right? Yes. And see the next question. So regarding question, have any doubt? Yes. So in this way you get the answers like this, Nana. Okay. And we go for very short answers. Already the very short answer explained, I think so. So very short answer explained. And I go for one more question regarding that 4 marks question. Define normality. See that question, another 4 marks question. What is the question given? Define normality. Define normality. 6.3 grams. 6.3 grams of oxalic acid. 6.3 grams of the oxalic acid present in 500 ml of the solution. 6.3 grams of oxalic acid present in 500 ml of the solution. Its normality becomes. its normality becomes. Simple logic, no confusion. First, how you define the normality? Simple statement. See, normality defined as statement number of gram equivalents. What I am saying, Nana? Number of gram equivalents of the solute. Number of the gram equivalents of the solute present in 1 liter of the solution. Tell me what I am saying. Normality defined as what? Number of the gram equivalents of the solute present in 1 liter of the solution. That is the meaning of normality. Okay, right. So how you write that for answer for normality of oxalic acid? So normality of the oxalic acid aqueous solution is equal. What is the weight? Weight becomes 6.3 grams. What is the equivalent weight of oxalic acid? 63 grams. How you get equivalent weight is 63? So you get gram equivalent weight of what? Gram equivalent weight of the H2C2O4.2H2O is equal 126 by 2, that equal to 63 grams. Understood what I am saying? So its weight is what? 6.3 and gram equivalent weight is what? 63 into 1000 by volume of the solution ml, 500 ml, exactly 2 times cut off. Is exactly cut off. This is 0.1. Therefore 0.1 into 2, that becomes what? 0.2 normal. What you got, Nana? 0.2 normal. Any doubt? Therefore, the normality of oxalic acid is what? The normality of the oxalic acid is 0.2 normal. Understood what I am saying? Simple logic, no confusion. And see the next question, Nana. How much minimum value CO STP react with 0.1 liters of O2 gas? Okay, right. And see this question. This is one of the nice question. Nana. How much minimum value? See this question. How much minimum volume of CO gas? How much minimum volume of the CO gas at STP required? At STP required. Okay, to react completely. To react completely with 0.112 liters of the O2 gas. 0.11 liters of O2 gas at how much pressure is given? At 1 atm pressure. At 1 atm pressure, comma, 1 atm pressure, comma, and 127 degrees Celsius to form CO2 gas. Simple logical question. Now see that question, Anna? Very easy, no confusion. See the question, what I am saying? How much minimum volume of the CO gas at STP required to react completely with what? 0.11 liters of O2 gas at 1 atm pressure, 127 degrees Celsius to form the CO gas. Okay, right? Yes. First, write the equation. CO gas plus half O2 gas gives rise to CO2 gas according to equation. So here STP. So this is what? 22.4 liters of the CO gas. 22.4 liters of the CO gas react with what? 11.2 liters of the O2 gas according to equation. Why? Because at STP given. What given, Anna? At STP given. That's the logic. So 1 mole of the any gas occupies 22.4 liters, half mole of the gas occupies 11.2 liters. Understood what I am saying? And now go to the question. So how much minimum value of the CO gas required to react completely with 0.112 liters? Right? Now here for 0.112 liters, for 0.112 liters of the O2 gas. This is the how much quantity required in the question. That is what X liters required. Understood, Nana? So actually, so first you have to find out your number of moles. Actually, write like this also, simple logic. So for that, the question itself is somewhat confusion, Nana. The data is given not correct. We go for next question because the data is not correct. Here react with 0.1 liters. Okay, Nana. So leave this question because the question itself data is not correct. Don't worry. For IPE point of view, this model of the questions are not given. For objective point of view, so this model of the questions are given. So to minimize the time, no need of this question, right? But is IPE model not? These questions are not given. For the objective, those questions are given. So almost all problems are completed. And see the next question is there. Nice question. This question is given for IPE point of view. Calculate amount of CO2 that could be calculate amount of the CO2 that could be produced when 1 mole of the carbon, what I am saying, 1 mole of the carbon burnt, 1 mole of the carbon burnt in 16 grams of dioxygen, in 16 grams of dioxygen. Simple logical question. Calculate amount of the CO2 gas that would be produced when 1 mole of the carbon burned in 16 grams of dioxide. Simple equation you write now. Simple equation. Carbon solid burning the O2 gas gives rise to CO2 gas, right? According to equation. So it's the concept of lifting reagent. Here what is given? 1 mole of the carbon burning 16 grams of oxygen. According to equation, this is what carbon is 1 mole. Oxygen is what? 1 mole. 1 mole means what? 32 grams. According to equation. Now, according to question, what I am saying, according to question, for 1 mole of the carbon, your oxygen is what, 16 grams given. Understood? So here, 32 grams means what? 32 grams means 1 mole. 16 grams means what? Half mole. Understood what I am saying? 32 grams is equal to what? 1 mole. 16 grams is equal to what? Half mole. Now check limiting reagent. How check limiting reagent? Number of the moles in the question by equation. 1 mole by 1 mole. You get 1 mole. 1 you get 1 by 1 by 2. You get 2. Which is the least value? Out of the 1 comma 2, the least value is the 1. 1 by 1 is 1. 1 by 1 by 2 is what, 2. So which is the least value? So 1 is the least value. That means formation of the CO2 gas depends on what? Carbon. Therefore, as per equation, for 1 mole of the carbon, you get what? 44 grams of the CO2. In the question, again 1 mole of carbon is burned. In the question, you get X grams of the CO2. Therefore, on cross multiplication, X is equal, you get 44 grams of the CO2 forming. Understood what I am saying? Simple logic, no confusion in the logic. Repeat once again, Nana. So for 1 mole of the carbon, you get what? 44 grams of the CO2 according to the equation. According to question, for 1 mole of the carbon, you get what? X grams of CO2. That X is what? You get 44 grams of what? 44 grams of the CO2. The simple logic, no confusion in the logic. One of the beautiful question. So successfully, the stoichiometry explanation is over now. All 2 marks questions are explained, and that one 4 marks questions are explained. So maybe 2 marks or 4 marks you got in stoichiometry now, right, Nana? Yes. And see one more simple question. Simple question is given in the exam. It is also there for in the INSET Last question the guidance statement tomorrow is thermodynamics. 1.2 grams of the magnesium powder dissolved 1.2 grams of the magnesium powder dissolved in diluted HCl. How much volume of H2 gas? How much volume of H2 gas liberated at 27 degrees Celsius, 1 bar pressure? Nice question. 1.2 grams of the magnesium powder dissolved in what? 1.2 grams of the magnesium powder dissolved in diluted HCl. How much volume of H2 gas liberated at 27 degrees, 1 bar pressure? Actually, 27 degrees, 1 bar pressure is nothing but what? Nothing but SATP conditions. So, what is the meaning of SATP? Standard ambient temperature pressure. What is SATP, Nana? Standard ambient temperature and pressure. Yes, it's simple equation, right? Magnesium powder dissolved in the HCl gives rise to what? We get MgCl2 aqueous solution plus H2 gas. Now from that, so according to equation, so 1 mole of the magnesium, 1 mole atom is what? For 24 grams of the magnesium. So how much volume liberated? Because 27 degrees, 1 bar pressure means SATP. And the SATP condition, how much volume of the H2 gas liberated? 1 mole. So 24 grams of magnesium equal to what? 1 mole occupies what? 24.7 liters of H2 gas. Because of what? Under SATP. Under what, Nana? SATP. So according to equation. Now according to the question, 1.2 grams of the magnesium is equal to how much you got? X liters of the H2 gas. What you got, Nana? X liters of the H2 gas, simple logic. Because 1 mole of any gas under SATP occupies 24.7 liters. Under SATP means 22.4 liters, but under SATP means what? 24.7 liters. According to this equation. Now according to the question, for 1.2 grams of the magnesium you get what? X liters. Now on cross multiplication, what you got? So 24x is equal to 24.7 liters into 12 into 10 power minus 1. Exactly 2 times cut off. X is equal to 2.35 into 10 power minus 1 equal 1.235 liters you got. That equal to what you get, Nana? 1235 ml you got. 1235 ml means what, Nana? 1235 ml means what? 1.235 liters. Simple logic there. So what I am saying, according to equation, 1 mole atom is what? For 24 grams of the magnesium, you get 24.7 liters of H2 under SATP. SATP means room temperature, room pressure. Now in the question, 1.2 grams of magnesium given, you get what? X liters of H2 gas. Therefore, what you get? So 24 into X equal to 24.7 into 1.2. Unsimplified, you get 1.235 liters. That is equal to 1.35 ml. This is your today's class, and tomorrow we start thermodynamics topic. Which topic, Nana? Thermodynamics and followed by the groups. Okay, it's clear what I am saying? Yes, Nana. Right.